Hey, how we doing, everybody? It's Matt with the DPI podcast. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights Live. I'm going to bang stuff around. I'm all sorts of not ready for tonight's show. Today is February the 1st, and we are getting ready to have a little bit of snow here in central Indiana. We're looking at a good little snowstorm the next couple of days. So good to sit back and talk about Florida and some sunny weather and just something that's a little bit better than, talking about snow for the next 2 days and then negative temperatures once we get past that. So today we're going to be bringing on Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel. He is in his laboratory at his place of business. And we're going to be talking to him about some of the things that are going on around the parks. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out some of the links down below. Get away from the microphone. Over here. Yeah, down there. Website, and then follow us on the social media platforms on Facebook at Disney, or at DPI Podcast, on Twitter at Disney Insights, and then our travel side at PATM Disney Travel over on Facebook. So, thank you guys all for joining us tonight. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, hit us up in the chat, no matter where you're listening, watching, whatever you're doing, because we are on Twitch, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook tonight, and then later on, we will be on Spotify. That's why we carry that big logo at the bottom of the page. So, without further ado, let me bring on Mr. Peter Salvadori from Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel. Hey Peter, how we doing tonight?
Good. Transient. That's how I'm doing.
You are in a different setting today. We had some scheduling concerns with your son and his swimming schedule tonight. So
talking.
Yeah. He's just gonna wander around his classroom aimlessly tonight while he's talking to us. So
my phone is like about to die. Oh my God. It has just been a crazy day. I had 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Disney clients. We're at 60 days out this morning. So that was, woo, you want to talk about multiple devices flowing. It was remarkable. And then I had a bunch of stuff to do after school. And then, I have to pick my son up in 20 minutes. So I was like, well, versus doing this from home, being on for 10 minutes and then having to leave, at least now I bought us a little bit more time because I have to pick my son up from the school that I teach at. So it just made the most sense to just get here. And I was like, oh, I'll swing into the grocery store really quick because we need some bread. Oh my goodness. Like, I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. People in Indiana, it's like, okay, there's a storm coming. It is likely going to impact us for the next 3 to maybe 4 or 5 days. I'll tell you what, some of these people are out here disaster prepping. Like, I don't need 4.5 weeks worth of food to survive the next 4 days. I don't. I'm just like, I just want a loaf of bread, and like the shelves are bare, and it looks like scenes from The Walking Dead. Like, I don't know what is happening. Okay, so I made it. I'm on. Let's talk about Disney. I got a cookie. I got an iced tea. We're
ready to go. Big news from the past week. Okay, we've got a few things to choose from, but I am going to go with. They announced the return date of Festival of Fantasy Parade, the return date of Friendship Fair stage show, and a new cavalcade for the Magic Kingdom, all on the same day last week.
Yeah, so it's, first of all, really exciting. So here's my biggest takeaway of that. I'm excited that it looks like the cavalcades are going to continue because I really enjoy them. I really, really do enjoy them. I know you've been kind of wishy-washy. You're like, I want my big parade back.
I have.
So you're happy because the big parade's going to be back. But I enjoy the cavalcades. They're a nice little touch of like magic that roll down the street every hour-ish.
Yeah, and I think we're still gonna see the 50th anniversary cavalcade. We're still gonna see the Tinkerbell float. We're still gonna see this new parade or this new cavalcade, which has anywhere between 11 and 30 characters.
That's a big range.
It's a huge range. But they've announced that like Coco and Panchito and just a bunch of your adventure characters are going to be part of this cavalcade. So it almost sounds like they're combining the Fantasyland Friends Parade and then bringing in like a Pixar cavalcade and then adding Coco to it.
Which we support. Do we support that?
Yeah. I mean, it depends on how many floats I have. I mean, if it's 3+ floats, I think I support it. It becomes a parade at that point.
Okay, you tell me your stance, and then I will take the opposite stance.
No, I'm really excited to see this cavalcade. I think they did the 50th one well. Once we get to the parade, I have some thoughts on that. But I think generally, overall positive with this.
Well, then, overall, generally, I'm very negative about it.
Way to play bad cop. Okay, let's move to the parade. So, the new cavalcade starts this month, and showtimes are already posted on My Disney Experience, Disney Genie, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be, I think, 4 or 5 times during the day, and it's all in the afternoon. So, pretty cool. Parade. Festival Fantasy is coming back on March the 6th.
What time is the 3 o'clock parade?
Exactly. What time is the 3 o'clock parade?
I'm excited that that's back.
I am mad that it's not Magic Happens.
There's a statement about beggars and choosers, Matt.
I know.
You've been whining about a full parade coming back for legitimately a calendar year. And now they're like, we're going to have it back. You're like, why did you change it from the one that was there before?
Well, Disneyland got one of the world's parades. I figured it was going to be a fair trade-off. Maybe we get Paint the Night. We'll see. I'd love to have Paint the Night at Magic Kingdom.
God, that would be beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be... Oof.
I don't know if they can get that Mac around the circle, though.
Only one way to find out.
You got to try it.
That's right. Wide left before turning right.
And then last thing coming back to Magic Kingdom that was announced was Friendship Fair, the stage show. It was actually the stage show. God, I think I've got pictures of it from like 2017 or 2018. So it's been,
it was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. And kind of,
it was a good show. I remember it.
It was. So that's coming back, and I believe that's March 6th as well.
I was not joking. I have cookies.
You have cookies. You're always eating or doing something when you come on, so who cares?
Harder, not harder.
Other news around the park, and honestly, it's been a relatively big news week. Let's go with Hollywood Studios. The moat at Fantasmic is filled in again.
Yes. We know that. I mean, that's not a huge news. I mean, it's a cool news item for sure, but it's also not big news because we've already talked on the show about, we know that they basically got the characters hired. We know that they're working on like a redesign, re-choreography of the show. So, the fact that the moat's filled and, if the big ship is kind of seen, dusted off and uncovered and all of that stuff, that won't be a major surprise. It's really just a question. The big news that we're waiting for is, when do the shows start? And with the bring back of the nighttime animation show on the Chinese theater, I mean, it's only a matter of time. I fully expect Fantasmic to be full bore by spring break season. So give it another month or so, and I bet we get a release in mid-March, no worse than early April. But
yeah,
then again, we said that about the dining plan.
What I've seen on Fantasmic is early to mid-April. There's a couple of like kind of weird dates. April 6th, Hollywood Studios, or April something. Hollywood Studios closes at 6 o'clock.
Right. 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Wait. It is April 5th. Sunday, Monday. Yes, it is Wednesday. That would be the 6th. Wednesday, April 6th. Because I went to book for a client this morning and they wanted a Droid Depot reservation. And little known fact, this is a pro tip. Quick, hit the this is the insider pro tip. So you can actually book Savi and Droid Depot at 5 a.m. starting 60 days out from your reservation. So you can get your Savi and your Droid Depot before you worry about your dining reservations kicking online at 6 Eastern time. So anyway, I know that pro tip. So I got up for a client this morning, and before I was all over the place, I was like, okay, this one wants Droid Depot. And I knew I was going to get them in Oga's for around like 5-6 p.m. So I was like, it would be perfect if they kind of go to Droid Depot around then. And I searched it up, and it was showing me the latest times of like 4:30. I was like, what the heck's going on? Sure enough, that Wednesday, April 6th, Hollywood Studios closes at 5 p.m. So I like very quickly like through an audible. I was like, you know what? They're going to be okay with it. They're going to trust my judgment on this. They're going to be happy. I saw this. So I like switched to Hollywood Studios and their Epcot day. And it was, woo. I mean, it was just fast and furious at like 5:50 in the morning this morning. But yeah, they haven't said why. It's so weird.
Yeah, and that's one thing, I haven't seen why either. You can rent a park for an afternoon and an evening, that kind of stuff. They do have that reschedule of that cast celebration that might happen.
That because it seems like this park hour all of a sudden happened out of nowhere.
Yeah. So it might
just happen to affect one of my clients.
So it might be that, all speculation now, but I would imagine that we see Fantasmic public sometime after that. Just a quick thing. The parade is coming back on March the 9th, not the 6th. So just a heads up on that. And then
I got confused. It's 6 flipped upside down.
Yeah. Hong Kong closed for at least a couple more weeks through mid-February. Doesn't affect any clients here, but
yeah, we don't know.
Is what it is right now. Well, it doesn't affect any of our clients.
Not our direct clients, but there might be.
Flower and Garden topiaries were announced. If you want to see those, just go over on the website. Go for it.
Let's talk about the fact that Flower and Garden is like double its normal amount of time. It runs till like July.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact date, but it's like July 10th. And then there's basically a 1 week break between it and Food and Wine.
It runs about a month longer than it normally did, because normally it would go to like beginning of June.
Yeah, and they have a bunch in Flower and Garden this year. They have a bunch of rotating kitchens. So when I say a bunch, it's like 3 or 4. But still, that's a sizable amount of rotating kitchens that are going to have different menus every couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll be out there. We'll be out there for Flower and Garden in March. So
I'll be out there twice for Flower and Garden. Excited.
Because you're going April, and when you going?
Jesse and I are going for our anniversary, and normally Flower and Garden would be long gone. But we'll catch it in its last couple of weeks.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, this is a don't we hate it when we're right moment. Disney announces transportation options to and from Orlando International. This is something we talked about as soon as they announced that Magical Express was going away. It was like, give Disney about a month to let Mears kind of figure things out, and then Disney's going to start backdooring them with their own options. And they've got options for vans, they've got options for like town cars, they've got options for limousines that can all be added to your vacation package.
I have no comment. It is nice when we're right, because there have been several speculations we made that have been wrong. But to be fair for our listeners, we are right a lot of the time.
We have good spidey sense about this stuff.
I don't get it. What is spidey sense? Oh, you mean Peter Tingle?
Yeah.
I have Peter Tingle.
You do. Thanks. And now we just went to where this cannot be a kid-friendly show.
What are you talking about? You have not watched the latest Spider-Mans.
I have not.
Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, they talk, instead of Spidey sense, they call it the Peter Tingle. You need to watch the new Spider-Man movies, man.
All right, Disney Cruise updates one of its big policies. And this is kind of a weird one. So they're calling it a 90-day recovery, or 90-day recovered from COVID. So basically what it's addressing is people that are cruising that might have had COVID prior to going on the cruise that would obviously continue to test positive after they recover from COVID, basically. So what this lays out is a way that a guest can have a positive test and still cruise without testing at port. So it's basically how it goes is, if guests have tested positive for SARS-CoV-2 within 11 to 90 days of their sail date, they may qualify to be considered as 90-day recovered. With the appropriate documentation and subsequent approval, guests considered 90-day recovered are not required to participate in COVID-19 testing during pre-sail, embarkation, or disembarkation phases of their voyages. If you have tested positive for COVID-19 within 11 to 90 days of your sail date, and you would like to be identified as 90-day recovered, please upload to Safe Passage the following: a copy of your previous COVID-19 test results, which are greater than 11 days and less than 90 days from your expected sale date. The test must have been an antigen, NAT, or rapid PCR or lab-based PCR. And the test results must include your date of birth.
So what I'm hearing is you and the rest of the Heidel family are going to try and get COVID this week?
Well, when I talked to Shannon about this tonight, it was like, okay, each of us have felt bad since COVID. Each of us have felt bad for a few days this year. Do we go get a rapid PCR test done just to see if we're going to test positive?
Yeah.
And then go to the doctor, because the second thing that you have to get here is a signed letter on official letterhead that shows the name, address, and phone number of a licensed healthcare provider or public health official stating that you have recovered from COVID-19 in the last 90 days and are cleared to travel. And then vaccinated guests must also upload proof of vaccination in addition to their 90-day recovered documentation. To me, this says, okay, you can test positive at 12 days out and still cruise.
Yeah, pretty much.
All you need is a friendly doctor.
That is very, very interesting, and we should talk about that more. However, it is 7:38, so I have to get around to pick my son up from practice.
Anything quick?
I don't know. Should I join in? I mean, I could join in on my phone, but I'm going to have to, be literally on the road.
No. You're good. I can take the last two. Quick,
what are they?
Mears Connect deletes 20-minute promises. Guest experiences are absolutely horrid with the Mears Connect service.
Oh, really? We had a fantastic time.
So, from the time you checked in at the old Disney Magical Express thing, how long did it take you to get on a bus?
A minute and a half.
So you walked on a bus, basically?
Basically, I walked to the queue. The lady goes, quick, load them on that bus that's about to leave. I got on that bus. There were 8 people.
And how long did it take you to get from MCO to your hotel? Because there are additional stops. We talked about that last week.
Yeah, I was the third of 4 stops, but it was Art of Animation, Pop, me at Caribbean, and then Riviera. So they literally just did that little loop.
Okay. So you had a relatively good experience. A lot of guests are saying that they're waiting 45 to an hour for a bus, and then once they get on the bus, it's another 45 to an hour to get dropped off.
I mean, I didn't have that experience, but I flew in right at 8 a.m., so I'm sure we were the calm before the storm. I can imagine if you fly in between 11 and 4 that you would experience something like that. But at the same point, okay, so a family of 4 getting an Uber and a family of 4 getting the Mears Connect is about a push. So why, who didn't tell you that? You know?
And then the last thing we've got is Walt Disney Railroad begins testing at Magic Kingdom.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yep, it's coming. Track's still not finished. They still got to finish that tunnel under Tron, but it's getting close. They've replaced all the track around the loop, and they're testing the engines now, the locomotives. So,
yeah. Well, you keep talking about all this great stuff, but I got a super run, and it has been a pleasure as always.
All right. Well, thank you, Peter. You can get in touch with him over at PATM Disney Travel on Facebook, and he can help you out with your Disney vacation. So, thanks a lot for coming on, Peter.
Bye, everybody.
All right. So that was Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel. Good to have him on. Good to get some other perspective that's not always just mine, kind of pushing down everything. So kind of closing out everything we got here. And we'll kind of finish out today's show. Make sure that we didn't miss any topics over on Twitter here real quick, and kind of go from there. Let's check out the Twitter feed. Meteors Connect, COVID testing. The Bruno song, We Don't Talk About Bruno from Encanto, hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It is the first Disney animation song to hit number 1 since A Whole New World, all the way back in 1993. It's also Lin-Manuel Miranda's first song at number 1, which is surprising because a lot of the Hamilton songs were really, really stinking good. Disney World and Disneyland will both celebrate Black History Month in February with Celebrate Soulfully. The celebration is returning to Walt Disney World, and it'll be the first time coming to Disneyland. Special entertainment, food, art, and more. For more information, go over to the Disney Parks, the Disney Parks blog, and there is a big article about Celebrate Soulfully. Let's see if there's anybody in here chatting tonight. No, pretty quiet on the chats tonight. You guys are relatively quiet. Friendship Fair coming back. Let me confirm the date on Friendship Fair here real quick. Magical Friendship Fair times are going to be, this is on the castle stage, so 12:15, 1:30, 2:45, 4:35, and 6:10. So 5 showings each day, and no date yet on that. So wanted to say, oh no, February 25th. February 25th it's coming back. So cool on that. Showtimes posted for the new Adventure Friends Cavalcade. Get the show times for that for you guys. They are going to be 11:15, 2:15, 4:05, 5:50. So, you know, I think the plan is going to be for most people, get to that Castle Hub about 2 o'clock. Check out the 2:15 Cavalcade, the 2:45 stage show, and then the 3 o'clock parade. You can get all 3 and just kind of hang out there for about an hour and a half, and you'll see about everything that you want to see there. Pretty easy way to get everything done. Airport add-ons, extended evening hours just for one day at Hollywood Studios. This is because there is an event at Magic Kingdom. This is going to be April 13th. Extended hours are for deluxe hotel and deluxe villa guests. Gives you a couple extra hours after close at the parks. Hong Kong being closed for a little while. Couple of friends trying to get to 100 followers. And the Galactic U-Haul box truck. Lots of people getting on Disney about this box truck that is going to be the transport from the Star Cruiser to Galaxy's Edge. To me, it's not a huge deal. I mean, if you look at a satellite view of the parks, you've got a bunch of big warehouses that are themed in all the right places. I'm sure that the inside of this box truck is going to look fantastic. But you have a bunch of idiots that just said, hey, look, this is what the outside of the box truck looks like. It's kind of that, do you want to see behind the curtain type stuff? I guess it is what it is. You're going to get a lot of people like that. Who cares? Again, I bet you it's themed pretty well, and you probably won't even understand what you're on, just like when you're in a ride vehicle, say like for Rise of the Resistance, when you're going from stage scene to stage scene there. So, yeah, again, it is what it is. So, again, like I said, lots of news this week, which is good. It's good to get the news cycle back going. Good to be back on the camera here and all over the internet, talking to you guys. And if you do have any questions, definitely, like I said, jump in that chat, let us know, or you can get in touch with us over on Facebook at DPI Podcast over on Facebook. But with that being said, that's about all I got for this week. So if you do want to go over and check out some of our other videos, our YouTube channel is the Disney Planning Insights Podcast. You can check out past shows that we've done. So we just moved the show over there at the beginning of the year. So this is show number 3 on the YouTube channel. You can check out old family DPI shows. You can check out ride videos. You can check out show videos, fireworks videos. You can check out a lot of our park planning series where we talk about how to attack the parks to get the most out of your days and the most for your money. A lot of different things over on the YouTube channel. Again, the Disney Planning Insights Podcast. But thank you guys all for watching tonight. I am going to get into the closing. Again, thank you guys for watching. We did have Peter from Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on with us. He is a travel agent, and you can find him at PATM Disney Travel on. Lots and lots of news. If you want to stay caught up with all the news, definitely go over to our Twitter page. That's where I retweet a lot of the news that we get from the parks at Disney Insights. You can also catch up with us at the Facebook page at DPI Podcast. Again, thank you guys all for watching, listening, everything you do. We will be back with you as long as we're not snowed in next Tuesday, February the 8th. Have a good week.